Hello everyone, this is Meghna and today I am going to explain about the capability maturity model and CMM versus ISO standard. First, let us discuss about the capability maturity model. It is an industry standard model for defining and measuring the maturity of the development process and for providing strategy for improving the software processes towards achieving high quality products. It was established by Software Engineering Institute called SEI in 1986 in Carnegie Mellon University at California, USA, under the direction of the US Department of Defense. The core purpose of SEI is to help organizations improve their software engineering capabilities and to develop or acquire the right software defect free, within budget, and on time every time. The CMM model is different from software development type cycle models. It is involved in the process management process to improve the software process, whereas life cycle models are used for the software development process. Now let us discuss about the levels of CMM model. There are 5 levels in the CMM model. The first level is initial, in which processes are unpredictable, poorly controlled and reactive. The second level is repeatable, in which processes characterized for projects and is often reactive. The third level is defined, in which processes characterized for the organization and is proactive. The fourth level is managed, in which processes measured and controlled. The fifth level is optimizing, in which focus on process improvement. Now let us discuss brief about these levels. Initial level. At the initial level, software process is characterized as ad hoc, inconsistent and occasionally even chaotic. There are no defined processes and standard practices. The processes are unpredictable. Success in these organizations depends on the competence, efforts and talent of the individual people. Such organizations do not use the knowledge of the previous projects. During project execution, there is no effective way for the client to interact with the system. Coming to the second level, in repeatable level, software development successes are repeatable. That is, process discipline is in place to repeat earlier successes on projects with similar applications. Here, basic and consistent project management processes are established to track cost, schedule and development. Cost estimation techniques, configuration management processes and lifecycle models are used for the software development. The third one is defined level. Now the organization has standardized process for both management and development activities. These documents are well documented, standardized and integrated into a software process for the entire organization. Consistent practices across the organization minimize the learning curve for people moving to the new teams and projects. The fourth one is manager level. At manager level, precise measurements are used to effectively control the software development effort. Both the software process and products are quantitatively understood and controlled. The management can select sub-processes such as statistical and benchmarking tools for some specific activities to obtain the overall process performance, and here the processes are predictable. And finally, the fifth level is optimized level. The key characteristic of optimized level is continuous and proactive process improvement. That is, continuous improvement is institutionalized in the development process by enabling quantitative analysis of the process and by piloting innovative ideas and technologies. At this level, there will be defect prevention, technology change management, and process change management. Now let us discuss about the CMM versus ISO standard. There are various standards for achieving quality software. Now the question arises, which standard should be selected for addressing the quality requirements. There are certain similarities and differences between ISO standards and CMM. The CMM and the ISO 9000 both focus on quality and process management, but their underlying philosophies are different. The CMM is developed by the SEI and the ISO 9000 series of standards is developed by the International Standards Organization. Both models share a common concern with quality and process management. Here are some differences between ISO standard and CMM. ISO focuses on the customer-supplier relationship, attempting to reduce the customer's risk in choosing a supplier, whereas the CMM focuses on the software supplier to improve the internal processes of the software to achieve a higher quality product for the benefit of the customer. The ISO 9000 standard is intentionally written for a wide range of industries other than software industry. It is a broader scope such as hardware, software, processed materials and services, whereas the CMM framework is developed for the software industry. ISO 9000 emphasizes following a set of standards to make success repeatable. It addresses the minimum criteria for an acceptable quality system. The CMM emphasizes the process of continuous improvement. In ISO standard, once an organization has met the criteria to be ISO certified through an independent audit, the next step is to just maintain that level of certification. Whereas in the CMM is an ongoing process of evaluation and improvement, moving from a lower to a higher level. Even at the highest level of maturity in CMM, the focus is a continuous improvement. The ISO standard for peer review states that the item should be present at the time of reviews, whereas in the CMM also states this but defines the purpose and focuses on how this activity will benefit the organization. ISO is rewarded by an international body, whereas the SEI-CMM assessment is purely for internal use. ISO 9000 requires documentation that contains instructions or guidance on what should be done or how it should be done. Whereas the CMM shares this emphasizes on processes that are documented and practiced as documented, and these are carried out according to the KPS in CMM. In ISO standard, it is mostly encourages product design and development, whereas CMM encourages software product engineering. In ISO standard, it requires yearly recertification, whereas in CMM there is no need for yearly recertification process. And in ISO 9000 appears to use the more traditional waterfall model of life cycle development, in which the CMM levels, specifically levels 4 and 5, indicate a modified life cycle model known as IDEAL. IDEAL stands for initiating, diagnosing, establishing, acting and learning. And this is all about the capability maturity model and SEI CMM versus ISO standard. Thank you.